Hello, everybody. I am Dr. Eggman, mad scientist and evil genius extraordinaire. Now, as you see here, this is indeed the fourth part, I think. Yeah, this is part 4 here. So basically, it's gonna be similar to part 3 where we went a long way, except this one isn't gonna be as long as part 3 was. Because when we compare Tails and Knuckles reacting to the natural phenomenon on part 3 and part 4 was actually shorter. Part 4 was only like 13 minutes, and part 3 was 16 minutes. So we'll have good time if we can cut the introduction short here and get into it. So yeah, let's go. Oh yeah, here we go.
Giant's Causeway, Ireland.
This is Jacksepticeye's home.
Giant's Causeway on the northeastern coast of Ireland is perhaps the most famous set of basalt columns in the world. The causeway is a mass of basalt columns packed tightly together. The tops of the columns form stepping stones that lead to the cliff foot and disappear under the sea. Altogether, there are 40,000 of these stone columns, mostly hexagonal, but some with 4, 5, 7, and 8 sides.
Yep.
The tallest are about 40 feet high, and the solidified lava on the cliffs is nearly 90 feet thick in places.
Wow.
The area, now a World Heritage Site, is protected by the Department of the Environment for Northern Ireland. The landmark is so named because of an old legend that explains the columns as being remnants of a huge road built by a giant.
That sounds awesome. That's really cool. I'm not gonna lie, that's awesome.
Spotted Lake, Canada.
Wow.
Located near the city of Osoyoos in British Columbia, Canada's Spotted Lake draws visitors from around the world. The Spotted Lake has a very high concentration of numerous different minerals, such as magnesium sulfate, calcium, and sodium sulfates. It also contains extremely high concentrations of 8 other minerals as well as some small doses of 4 others such as silver and titanium. Most of the water in the lake evaporates over the summer, leaving behind large spots of minerals. Depending on the mineral composition left behind, the spots will be of white, pale yellow, green, or blue in color. The spots are made mainly of magnesium sulfate, which crystallizes in the summer to form hardened natural walkways around and between the spots.
That's cool.
Known as Cleeluk to the natives of the Okanagan Valley, the lake is a sacred and culturally significant site whose potential for commercial exploitation recently generated much controversy. The therapeutic quality of the waters has been known for millennia. The native Indians use the mud and waters of the lake to heal aches and ailments. Today, the lake is surrounded by a fence to keep people from wandering too close.
I guess something could happen to them nowadays for that. Number 10, what's there?
Moiraki Boulders, New Zealand. 40 kilometers south of Oamaru, huge spherical boulders are scattered along the beach. Others can be seen emerging from the sandstone cliffs. Each boulder weighs several tons and is up to 2 meters high. According to Maori legend, the boulders are gourds washed ashore from the great voyaging canoe Ara Iteru when it was wrecked upon the landfall in New Zealand hundreds of years ago. Scientists explain the boulders as calcite concentrations formed about 65 million years ago. Crystallization of calcium and carbonates around charged particles gradually formed the boulders in a pearl-like process that took as long as 4 million years. The soft mudstone containing the boulders was raised from the seabed around 15 million years ago. Waves, wind, and rain are excavating them one by one.
Excavating, does that mean removing them? That doesn't sound pretty good.
Caño Cristales, Colombia. The Caño Cristales River in Colombia is regarded by many as the most beautiful river in the world. Known as the Liquid Rainbow, or Rainbow River, the spectacular waters are turned into a kaleidoscope of color thanks to freshwater plants known as Macarenia clavigira and endemic to the Sierra de la Macarena, a mountain range south of the capital of Bogota.
He knows a lot of languages.
During the short time between the wet and dry season, July to November, along with moss, aquatic plants, and corals, the red plants cling to rocks throughout the 62-mile-long river and help to create a fusion of colors just under the surface of the water.
Yeah.
Tourists flock to witness the display in season, with the crystal-clear water showing the wildlife under the surface, as well as the beautiful plants.
Yes.
Green, blue, black, red, and yellow are all very visible during the season, and locals say the best time to see the plants at their brightest is just after a storm, when the colors appear at their most vivid.
Did it just mention black?
The geological formation of the river is rich with sediment, and the rocks are some 1.2 billion years old. This, combined with the different colored plantation, helps create the beautiful prism of color. But for half the year, the river is much like any other.
What?
The bed of rocks creating a shimmering gray color with the odd splashes of green moss along the way.
Yeah, it's just a standard color. Nothing compared to the Caño Cristales in Colombia.
Saltstraumen, Norway.
Saltstraumen.
The maelstrom of Saltstraumen is the world's strongest maelstrom. It is located 10 kilometers southeast of the city of Buda, Norway.
All right.
Its impressive strength is caused by the world's strongest tide occurring in the same location. A narrow channel connects the outer salt fjord with its extension, the large Skjerstad fjord, causing a colossal tide, which in turn produces the Saltstraumen maelstrom.
Yes.
The phenomenon occurs every 6 hours, when almost 400 million cubic meters of water passes through the 3-kilometer-long and 150-meter-wide strait between the Stallenfjord and the Skjerstad fjord at speeds of up to 20 knots. The Saltstraumen is popular with anglers due to its abundance of fish, such as saithe, cod, wolffish, rosefish, and halibut. Coalfish is a specialty of the area. The largest documented coalfish of 22.7 kilograms was caught in the Saltstraumen on a fishing rod.
Oh, wow. Number 7. We're almost near 3.
The flowering desert, Chile.
What?
This phenomenon happens in the third region from the Pajonales stream to the second region border. The vegetation invites the visitors from all over the world to enjoy this landscape. You can also see the animals that live in the desert, such as the desert cow, rare birds, and reptiles. The blooming of the desert is a miracle of nature and the most impressive and beautiful phenomenon to take place in Chile. Hundreds of kilometers of desert, usually only sand and rocks, are transformed into a great carpet of color and light thanks to the kindness of water. The flowering period varies according to the characteristics of the rainfalls, but usually starts at the end of August and may last till November or even December.
Darn!
Some species you can find are red and yellow ananucas, white flowers of huile, pink flowers of Paradigoanaco, and sky blue and pink suspiros.
Suspiros, okay.
Since many of the species that bloom in the blooming desert phenomenon do not grow anywhere else on this planet, its preservation is fundamental.
Yes.
There are established treks to walk, and cutting flowers is prohibited, as they do not grow in pots nor gardens.
I don't understand that. Number 6.
The underwater forest, Lake Kandy.
Lake Kandy, okay.
Lake Kandy is a 400-meter-long lake in Kazakhstan's portion of the Tian Shan Mountains, located 129 kilometers from the city of Almaty.
The underwater
forest. The lake was created after an earthquake in 1911 that triggered a large landslide, blocking the gorge and forming a natural dam.
Underwater.
Subsequently, rainwater filled the valley and created the lake. The lake is famous for its scenic beauty, particularly the submerged forest and the imposing trunks of spruce trees that rises out of the lake water.
Oh, yes.
Above water, the sunken trees appear as a large mast from long ghost ships, or perhaps the spears of a mysterious army from a time long lost.
Underwater forest.
The water is so cold that the great pines still remain on the trees, even 100 years later.
Whoa!
Because of the clear mountain water, you can see deep into the depths of the lake. In winter, the surface of the lake freezes over, and during this time, Lake Kandy becomes a great spot for trout fishing and ice diving.
Oh yes, those two will be good. Number 5. We're almost there. We just got one more after this.
The Great Blue Hole. Belize.
GBH.
The Great Blue Hole is a large underwater sinkhole off the coast of Belize. It lies near the center of Lighthouse Reef, a small atoll 100 kilometers from the mainland of Belize City. The hole is circular in shape, over 300 meters across and 125 meters deep. The world's largest natural formation of its kind, the Great Blue Hole is part of the Large Barrier Reef Reserve System, a World Heritage Site of the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. The sinkhole originally formed as a limestone cave during the last glacial period, a time when sea levels were much lower. As the ocean began to rise, the cave system flooded and eventually collapsed, creating a vertical cave in the ocean. The Great Blue Hole is a world-class destination for recreational scuba divers attracted by the opportunity to dive in crystal-clear waters and see myriad species of marine life, including tropical fish and spectacular coral formations. The marine life in these areas includes nurse sharks, giant groupers, and several types of reef sharks, such as the Caribbean reef shark and the black tip shark.
Oh, that's awesome!
These geological formations can still be viewed by divers today.
Really?
It is said that the deeper one goes,
yeah,
the water becomes more clear and the formations more complex.
Yeah, so GBH, in my opinion, would mean Great Blue Hole. Yeah, Great Blue Hole, GBH.
Socotra Island, Yemen.
Socotra Island?
The island of Socotra is part of an archipelago in the Indian Ocean.
Yes.
It's so isolated that a third of its plant life is found nowhere else on the planet.
Nowhere?
Notable are the dragon's blood trees that look like flying saucers perched on trunks.
Yeah.
Adenium socotranum are trees that look like elephants' legs with pink flowers on top.
Yep.
Birds such as the Socotra starling, Socotra sunbird, and the Socotra grosbeak are found nowhere else on Earth.
Right.
Socotra Island is home to around 800 rare species of flora and fauna, around a third of which are again found nowhere else on Earth.
Right.
Nestled in the Indian Ocean some 250 kilometers away from Somalia and 340 kilometers away from Yemen, the island's harsh environment includes wide sandy beaches,
yes,
limestone caves, and towering mountains.
Right.
But it's very hot and dry, leading to the distinctive appearance of its plants.
Really?
The trees and plants on the island have evolved to suit its hostile climate, and some varieties of plant are a staggering 20 million years old.
Yeah.
It's a quiet, peaceful enclave in an otherwise troubled world.
Wow.
If you decide to visit there, you can forget all about beachfront hotels and restaurants. This island is geared towards ecotourism and sustaining the local economy and way of life.
All right.
The name Socotra is derived from a Sanskrit name, meaning the Island of Bliss.
The Island of Bliss, huh? All right, guys. Well, that was part 4. Now, let me get some stuff out of the way. First off, yeah, this was not as long as the other one, as I told you before. And second off, I just wanted to tell you guys something. Basically, it's about the way our intros work during the random reactions. You know, when Silver did his, he was all like, "What's up, people of the present and the future? I'm Silver the Hedgehog." And then Tails and Knuckles were like, "Hello, everyone. I'm Miles Tails Prower." And then Knuckles will come in saying, "And I'm Knuckles the Echidna." But let me tell you something. Basically, the Mario Brothers, and they're going to be coming after the new plushies react. But the Mario Brothers are going to be copying the first 2 things I say during mine, which is "Hello, everybody." Except Mario's going to be like, "Hello, everybody. It's me, Mario." And then Luigi will be like, "And I'm Luigi." And yeah, but what will the new plushies say when it's their turn? You'll be surprised when they react. But for now, just be hyped for part 5 to come out, because I'm hyped to do it with you guys. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the 5th and final part of this video. See you later, everybody. Ooh, ooh, ah, 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 ah.